How you doing, Augie?
Hi, Alex. You know, we've gotten to know each other over the last, 5 years or so?
Yeah, it's been, well, not really 5 years, but almost.
Almost 5, yeah, somewhere in that time frame. And we got into some different situations. We talked about this in the last show we had a little bit, so if people want to hear about your experience in jail, well, they might want to go there. But
Don't go there, man.
Not go to jail, of course, but go watch what happened and how you got into the situation. But things that happen in strange ways, and they do. I was commuting to Illinois every 10 days, and I had a business up there for a long time. And this was a year that it was like the fall of the year, and the grass in this big house I had up in Illinois needed cutting. And this poor mower just wouldn't start. And I pulled and I pulled and I pulled and nearly pulled my shoulder off trying to start it. And well, so I'm sitting there looking at this beautiful view, and as I'm looking out over the hill, this hill's set up about 300 feet, and at the cathedral tower stood up, and beyond that was a river and a bridge over the river, and the view was just wonderful. And it was a late fall, but the sun was not quite down yet, and I tried to start this mower again, and nothing happened. So I'm sitting thinking, what am I going to do? I'm leaving on Sunday to take a plane out back to Florida.
Hot, sunny Florida.
Hot, sunny Florida.
All year round, man.
That's right.
Summer's here again.
So we're right in the middle of that right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
So anyhow, I'm thinking, what am I going to do about this grass getting cut? I got to get somebody to come here and cut it. So as I'm thinking all of this, around the corner of my house, which is a big house up there, I don't have it anymore. I love that house. It's built in 1904, and today it's well over 100 years old. And a beautiful design, what's called a prairie design, the way it was lined. It was a line of north, south, east, west bias, so the sun was never out of view, even in the wintertime.
Nice, that's beautiful, man. I always want to go to Illinois.
It was a wonderful house.
Shout out to Chicago.
You know, this is Peoria, Illinois, which is the center of the state. Chicago is about 160 miles north of there. So anyway, I'm sitting on these steps that overlook the view, and around the corner of the house comes my brother. Now, because the house is large, I never heard him pull up with his vehicle. But he comes wandering up, and he's always felt he was like the Pillsbury Doughboy. He comes kind of sauntering up, and he's kind of an innocent, but not real smart guy, but a good guy.
Yeah.
And good-hearted. And so I said, Bob, what are you doing here? He says, why did you get a hold of me? I said, what do you mean get a hold of you? I says, you live out in the country, you're out there 15 miles, I'm going to chase after you. I called your house. I've done that before. You're never home. Nobody picks up the phone. And you always find out when I'm in town. You know the office is located where that is, out on North University, which is north of town, and right across from Wendy's. You can always get a hamburger and hang out there until I get there, or go to these supply stores, and they'll always tell you when I'm in town. They know, and you know all that. Well, yeah. I said, so you know. I said, so what's your problem? He says to me. Well, my problem? This mower won't start. Oh, really? That's not a problem. I said, well, it is if you want to get the grass cut. And he says, well, do you mind if I pray over the mower? And I said,
It might work.
well, whatever gets the damn lawn cut, I don't care, actually. I said it more or less that way. In any event, I'm thinking, what have I gotten into here? And well, he stands over the mower and he's doing mumbo jumbo with this and mumbo jumbo with that, and he's dead serious praying over my friggin' mower. And I'm looking at the view, looking at him, and thinking, if he gets this thing fixed, it's still got to cut the grass. And if it does run, but then do I want him telling the story that he resurrected my fucking mower?
Every year, right? I'll tell it.
So, anyhow, I said, well, yeah, go ahead. Well, I was going ahead. I was praying. I said, you done praying yet? Yeah, I think so. Okay. So he pulls the cord, and sure enough, rum, the mower takes off.
Oh, man.
And I thought, oh, God, what have I done? I'll never live this down. Then the mower died. Son of a buck. And I said, thank God. So what am I saying? What am I thanking God for that? What the hell, it's dead? No, I had probably overprimed it when I was pulling. Nonetheless, I said, give it another shot, Bob. Gets it running, and it's running. And he's proud as hell of himself. And I said, so what are we going to do now? He said, well, I'm going to cut your grass. I said, no, wait a minute. He says, you're going to cut my grass? No, it's a big yard. I mean, it's 250 feet up above the street level. We had to cut down in the front of the yard down to the street from the house, and the whole back thing, which would take probably an hour. I said, Bob, let me make a bargain with you before you. No, I'm willing. I said, I know you're willing to do it. I appreciate that, but I want to ask one more favor. If you do this, I want you to take me to dinner, and I'm paying, and to the airport tomorrow. Oh yeah, I'll do that. You're a good Christian, Bob. You are. You pray over lawnmowers, and you bring them back to life, and you take me to dinner just before I take a plane out. That's not bad. So
let's go, Bob, man.
I say go. Then you do that. So anyway, he cuts the grass, the whole thing. We go to dinner the next day, and I fly out. Well, that's in the fall of the year. So the spring of the year comes around. I got to go get a rental vehicle, and I had a rental vehicle at the time he did the mow cutting of the grass, lawnmower cutting, and so the guy behind the counter, his name was Greg, and I said, Greg, how you doing? He says, oh, I'm okay, but you got a brother. I says, I got a couple brothers. Well, they're kind of heavy on religion. I said, both are. I says, yeah. I says, kind of. I don't want to say stupid, but it's a little bit much. Well, what's the story on this lawnmower? Oh, you mean the lawnmower that he resurrected from the dead? Because the mower was friggin' dead? Yeah, that one. Yeah. That story. I says, that's God's truth, Greg. I knew he'd go around telling that story.
Oh man.
And that's Bob. Bob's a born again, and we have conversation. I call him up to see how he's doing now and so forth. But yeah, he resurrected the lawnmower just like Jesus resurrected from the tomb. And I guess the tomb was where the lawnmower was almost in location at the time. But that is the story, and he'll never stop telling it. He sees that as an everyday miracle. So it's just, we're going to be doing another show talking about my viewpoint on the very thing that Bob's most concerned about is where does this story of Jesus really go and what's really behind it. Because he doesn't want to hear my story. He's heard part of it before. He won't listen to that story. So
I'm definitely ready to watch that episode, man.
Okay.
Definitely. Where's Jesus been in 20 years?
Okay, are we ready to go there?
We're going to find missing Jesus, guys.
Uh-huh.
See you soon. Thanks for watching. All right.
There you go.